Are in the North American wood turtle enclosure, and we are in the process of cleaning. The pond is drained. You can see how the two streams flow into the pond. It's definitely muddy, but you know, when you have a lot of animals, a lot of turtles, there is a lot of maintenance. So we got to make sure that we can drain everything. We inspect the animals while we do that, and also look around to see if, you know, there's any baby turtles. It is that time of year. We are in the fall, approaching the fall. September is, I think, Monday. September 1st is Monday. So what we're gonna do is walk around. We're gonna look for baby turtles. I did find a couple ground hatched wood turtles that were in here. Not any box turtles, because there are Gulf Coast, the tan phase box turtles that are in here. And they are probably along the outskirts and underneath that log. They love that log. They're probably all congregating under there. But we're just gonna walk around and kind of look around and see if we can find any babies. It also smells terrible, like a skunk, because last night I had an issue with a skunk where it dug underneath, and that's the only problem I have. I don't have problems with raccoons. I got the electric fence, they like to climb. But skunks like to dig. And back over here, a skunk dug under the fence and then got in and then dug underneath and probably went down like a foot into the pen. It's incredible. So I'm in the process of trying to iron that out, because they will eat turtle eggs, and we don't want that to happen. But yeah, when we're walking around, we got to make sure we're looking where we're stepping, okay? And the reason why we want to really collect the babies is because, well, you have larger wood turtles in here, and you have monster grandis. That is the giant Asian pond turtle, going to town on some Missouri, and we are just going to make sure that these guys don't come across the babies, because they will eat them. One of the ones I did find, it was actually over there in that stream. It was swimming down the stream. I got a little video of that, and I brought that one in. But what they do is, when the wood turtles hatch, they like to go up to the base of plants and try and get in there so they can feel secure and safe. They definitely look to hide. Like, here's a log. It's limited. Okay, not much to lift here. But they do go underneath things like that. See if we can find anything. These logs are kind of like burrowed too much under, so there's really nothing for them to get in. We're walking around. Sometimes, actually, in previous years, I've had them go underneath the food bowls. Nothing under there. Nothing under there. Other years had them going underneath rocks, because, again, they like to hide. Look at it. That is Old Yeller. I call him Old Yeller. That male wood turtle has got a bloodline that goes back to the Great Lakes of Michigan, and you know, it's got more of a yellow skin. I'm in the process of, I'm going to start separating them based on that. I have a couple others that are here that have yellow skin. North American wood turtle is one of my favorite species. There are a lot in here. I have two groups, and I keep holding back babies every year because I want to expand the groups, you know, just kind of hatch more. You know, I think hatching more baby turtles is beneficial to every species out there, and if later somehow they need to be released, then we have that ability to do that. But in case you didn't know, which I know all of you do, he's breeding with her. He's trying to pin her down, and he's getting on top, and he likes to come in from here and make her retreat and give in, so he can mount her and reproduce. Sometimes it can be dangerous, because there's been reports of, I haven't had happen, I don't believe I've ever had it happen, but males will typically drown females sometimes because they get so aggressive in breeding. This is a giant black wood turtle, which they come from Central America, Costa Rica. There's some of those in here with the grandis, the North American wood turtles. I got some Western pond turtles, and then I have the tan phase Gulf Coast box. So, but you have to be careful where we're walking. There was one swimming here Let me look over here. Let me see if I can. They like to go under stuff. Oh, here we go. Oh, there's a baby. Wedged right in there. As I said, yeah, it was right in there a little bit. They will go under things to avoid, they know that these other turtles are in here. So there's one. So usually when you have one, you have multiple. So I found the one swimming down the stream, and oh, there's one right there. There's a little baby. Look right here. Check this out. Come around here. Check this out. It's sticking its head up right here. You see that? Underneath the rock. And it just went back down under there. Let's see over here. Okay, so I'm gonna pull this one out. Look at that. There's another baby wood turtle. 2 baby wood turtles, just like that, guys. I didn't look underneath this plant. Hold on. Oh, look at that. There's another one. We got 3. I told you they like to go under things. Let me see if I can move this turtle out of here. I don't see anything under there. But this is a big area where they like to lay eggs. They really focus on laying their eggs here, which is why these baby turtles are probably on this side. And they're recent hatches. Oh, just a bunch of ants. Check and see if there was anything under there. I'm gonna go out over here to the island and look under some sticks here. This is a nice male wood turtle. Look how big that giant Asian pond turtle is right there. Heosemys grandis. That is a beast. And he is pretty much king of the pond. There's 2 males in here. Here's the other male over here. He's also a beast. He thinks we're feeding him. He's coming up to see what we're doing, because every time I really come out here and walk around, I'm usually bringing food. I forgot, I have some temple turtles in here as well. Yellow-headed temple turtles. There's a big male right there, which is right at the base of that screen cage. Now I have that screen cage there because I have a pump that's pretty powerful, and you just got to be careful that it doesn't suck a turtle's leg or limb into it and kind of drown it. It'll kind of get stuck and you won't be able to get air. So, and not only that, but it cuts off blood circulation. There have been, reports of that. I've seen it happen before. I've had it happen before over the years. So I always have this cage now to try and protect the pump so the turtles can't come and act in close contact with it. But I'll tell you what, it's a pain in the butt to take that apart and clean it out. But I guess you only got to do it like every few weeks, so it's not so bad. There's a lot of maintenance, guys, when you're dealing with having a lot of turtles. A lot of ponds. We have, oh, another one. There's another one, number 4. Look at that. All right, that's awesome. Got 4 little baby North American wood turtles. That one was right underneath this log. Now you can see, even these guys were under there. These are tan-phased Gulf Coast box turtles. This is a juvie, not quite full size, but it's important. In fact, next year I'm going to get more plants and get more things for them to hide under, because I want to make sure that they're 100% protected and they're not eating their babies, which they have done before. I have seen it. I've actually come out here and found one in the mouth of one of the adult wood turtles and also box turtles. And so what I try and do is, do a walk around here like in the morning, especially right after rain. Oh, trying to get out, trying to climb away. Especially right after rain, because that's when it loosens up the soil and the eggshells, and they're able to come right up to the ground. It's sometimes really hard and rocky and hard for them to do that if it hasn't rained in a while. So usually right after rain, I'll walk around, or just in general in the morning to catch any babies that are out wandering around. That's when they seem to be more active. At least all the turtles in general in the morning hours. They're out looking for food before it gets too hot. Once that sun gets out there and it gets up and starts beating down, they tend to retreat into the water, or they'll hide just to avoid that heat. But Last year I had some that actually climbed up in here, and I actually had one. It was like up here. It was crazy how high it climbed. It was like flying in the air. Oh, sorry, buddy. But that's a good find, guys. 4 in, I don't know, a few minutes walking around the pond. Look at how beautiful these little babies are, and they're not quite replica of the adults because you can see the color of the legs. There's like really no orange in there. But as they get older, they will start to develop the color. All right, so we have a bin inside they're gonna go in. The Glyptemes insculpta, for those that know of their Latin name. And I wrote a book on this species, guys, and if you want a copy, feel free to reach out to me on Instagram. I'm selling signed copies. Reptastic Adventures on Instagram. So if you just reach out, send a DM, I can definitely, get you squared away with a copy of my wood turtle book. It's been a while. I wrote it back in 2000 and I'm thinking 7. So. But it's very, it's got a lot of good information about these guys, and I've been breeding them and keeping them a long time. And I've seen them in the wild in their natural habitat, and I try to replicate that when I'm doing this. So it's real important that I have 2 streams here. The water's flowing. I got 2 pumps. I got one in the skimmer. I got one here, and they're both pumping water all the way up, so the flow is good. Get a little bit of a rapid going, and it also keeps, the turtles happy when they have that flowing stream. What else? We've got a lot of planting to do in here, guys. Next spring, we're gonna get probably 20 spirea plants. We had a lot of grasses and things in here, but there's just a little too much shade, so the grasses didn't do well, and we lost a lot of plants. It's not really a bad thing. You kind of want to have some plants because you want to, with wood turtles at least. There are other species you want more plants because you want to kind of distract them from seeing each other. The line of sight is really crucial with reducing stress. So, but wood turtles, it's not as bad because they have the water to escape to. They have a couple logs in here, but something like box turtles, which are on land all the time, they go in the water, but not regularly, and they need all that. They need an obstacle course basically to distract each other from seeing each other. But here it's not as bad with the wood turtles, especially when you're not heavy male in your enclosure. So there are not an excessive amount of males in this enclosure. But I think that's one thing I might have to do is obtain or keep. I hold back babies every year. Hopefully more this year will be male, so I had some infertility issues. Some of the eggs were being laid and they were not fertile. So hopefully that changes. The more males you have, obviously, the better chance they have of hooking up with each other and connecting. But guys, I want to check this out. I want to show you one thing over here. Oh, look, a food ball somehow got into the water. But check this out. Look, you don't even see it. Look at this. There's a wood turtle right here, an adult female right here. Look at how camouflaged that baby is right there in the mud. You'd walk right past it, not even see it. And look, old Yeller, look what he did there. This poor little girl. So, in the wild, turtles, all turtle species, are very good at hiding. You walk right past them, just like, this is drained, and it's the only reason why I saw it is because I saw its head move. But you could walk right past that and not even see it. So they camouflage themselves pretty good, especially the babies, because as the babies, they're smaller, easier to hide, but if they don't hide, well, predators are just going to scoop them up. And at a young age, they'll mostly be carnivorous and focus on bugs, insects, worms, but as they get older, they'll start venturing off. They'll start eating some greenery. They'll eat, weeds and such, and expand their range of diet. But as babies, they are just adorable. You can see right here on this one still has that egg tooth right there, right? That little white thing you see on the end of its beak there, on the end of its nose, right below its nostril. That's the egg tooth, and it uses that to crack through and break through the egg to escape and come to the surface. I got 4. This is a good day. You know, 4 free baby wood turtles from me. So I just wanted to show everybody, because we're at that time of year where all the babies, and we're gonna eventually do another video where we're looking for the box turtles. Baby box turtles are gonna be popping up, but they're a little bit later. Wood turtles seem to hatch faster, and they also are typically laying them more in a hotter, warmer spot, whereas the box turtles tend to pop up usually early mid-September. So we'll go check out that enclosure as well next time. But thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any questions, feel free to comment about the North American wood turtle enclosure and the babies, and anything you might have. Feel free to comment and let me know what you think about the enclosure. And if you haven't already, liked, subscribe, and we'll see you next time. All right, see you guys.